My name is Carlos, and I'm the CMO and co-founder of La Cocina, the house of pickleball in Spanish. Yeah, I was born in Caracas, Venezuela, and I grew up playing tennis and golf. I stopped playing around when I was 16. I stopped playing tennis around when I was 16 years old, and then I started playing golf. Came to the U.S. To play college. That's my background, and I'm happy that I found pickleball in my mid-20s. In 2021, after COVID, I started going to play pickleball at a club that I used to play golf at after work, and I completely fell in love with the sport. Then, for some reason that I don't even know, I stopped playing for a year, and around August 2022, I started playing again, and it has become a full addiction. I wake up thinking about pickleball, go to sleep thinking about pickleball. I dream about pickleball. It's a full on addiction. Well, I think in a world of social media and the internet, people have lost a sense of community since we are on our phones all the time. And besides being on your phone and social media, the only way people have to engage with each other is going to bars and drink. And I think pickleball is just bringing a cool and fun way and healthy way for people to come up together. And I think people are very competitive and people want to compete and have fun at the same time. And pickleball is just easy to pick up, so that makes it very uh, uh, it makes it very attractive for a big range of people. Nobody was doing Spanish, at least the right way. It was just all these people trying to start their own Instagram pages in Spanish, but like they were bringing any value. So I'm like, why don't we just do something like, let's try to write down the best news updates of the sport. Let's try to showcase the professional players on the tour. And that's how the idea started. And then that was like January, end of January, and then I think end of March, mid-March, I met my other two co-founders, and they're from the same country that I'm from, that is Venezuela. They were starting something similar with other projects like building courts, starting at a tournament tour in South America, doing clinics from poor neighborhoods to private country clubs. And we were both talking and we're like, let's do something together. So we joined forces, and now I'm basically focused on this Instagram page, all the marketing side, and my other two co-founders, Jose and Juan Jose, are working on projects and a bunch of stuff. So we're actually bringing all of our forces together, and the things that we individually, each of us do good, and we're building a great company to promote the sport in every Spanish community in the world. At first, if it was only me, it was supposed to be only like a newsletter / podcast. But now that La Cocina is like a big company with Jose and Juan Jose and other people like Jonathan Medina Alvarez, who is a pro player, who's also a co-founder with us. We're doing all this stuff from educational content, newsletter, podcast. Soon to be, we're releasing a newsletter and a podcast in the future. We want to do tournaments in South America. We're opening up a couple of pickleball courts in Venezuela. So we're just doing a bunch of stuff, events in the US, events in South America. We're doing a bunch of stuff that I don't see a bunch of companies doing, at least internationally. So I think we're unique in that aspect, that everybody's so focused about the US, and people are like, oh, but people can be in the Olympics. But what are people exactly doing to bring people in the Olympics? Like the US is not the only country who who participates in the Olympics. So what are we gonna do to people in Colombia, for people in Spain, and for people in other countries that don't speak Spanish to start playing pickleball? We need to promote the sport in those countries so we can bring it to the Olympics. That's the ultimate goal for the sport, you know. The most exciting venture so far, about 2 weeks ago, we were able to sponsor the Miami Marlins Pickleball Day in the city of Miami, Florida. That was super cool. We bring we have a group of ambassadors, pro athletes ambassadors, that work with us, from Judith Castillo, Jonathan Medina Alvarez, Glauca Carvajal Lane, and they were playing exhibition games against other PPA Tour players, and they were playing with other people that attended to the event. So it was just super cool to do an event of that magnitude, and seeing the response from the how much like the Marlins corporate office liked the event, from people who attended to the event, from our athletes. It was just such a great experience. So that's one, and just being able to interview people, like all these athletes on my lives on Instagram, and being able to and allowing them to tell their stories and getting to know them more in depth. I think it's the two coolest experience I've experienced in the 6 months, 7 months since we started the company. Well, the mission is to promote the sport in every corner in the world that people speak Spanish, from Spain to Cuba to Venezuela, anywhere. And we want to do this by creating great content, giving quality content for people to learn the sport and what's going on in the pro tour, hosting events, building courts, working with other communities, and building like an ambassadorship program so people can use our content to promote the sport in their communities. Basically, it's just to promote the sport in every corner of the world. And I don't know if I'm crazy, but I do think that as a Steve Kuhn, the MOP, the Major League is a founder, said that I think pickleball can make the world a better place. The only way we can do this is by teaching people and creating a great community through quality events and quality content. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my two business partners and co-founders, Juan Jose and Jose. Hopefully you can have an interview with them in the future. My girlfriend Macy, that was the one who pushed me to start doing the lives and the Instagram page in January, and all my friends in Pete, who have been supporting me since day one.